In statistics, there are 7 common sampling techniques. Of course, there are more than just these 7, but these are just 7 general ones that we're going to talk about. The census is a process of collecting from every member of a population. Every 10 years, the United States tries to do a census, where they have people that go door to door and try to collect the information of every person who lives in every household on gender, income, a bunch of other statistics. But the census is trying to collect from every single member of the population. Convenience. A convenient sample is where you use the results that are easy to get. This is not random. If you are doing a study and you ask only people that you know, this is a convenience sample. Systematic. This is where you put a population in some order, you pick a random spot, and then you select the CAPE member. An example of this is if I ask the entire class to line up, you put yourselves randomly in order, and I just pick every third person. A stratified random sample is when you break the population into subgroups based on a characteristic, and then pull a random sample from each group. This would be if I asked the entire class to put themselves in groups based off of their eye color, blue in one corner, brown in another, green, etc. And then I randomly selected people from each individual group of eye color. A cluster sample is another sampling technique. With a cluster sample, you also break the population into subgroups, and then you randomly select a group number, but in this case, you will collect data from the entire group. This is not based on characteristics. For example, if I number you off in a class 1 through 6, and I walk around the classroom and I just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I place you in those groups, then I roll a die to select the group numbers that I'm going to collect data from. And I come up with 1, 4, and 5. I will excuse all of the rest of the groups and only sample each of the people in groups 1, 4, and 5. So the group numbers were not based on a characteristic like the stratified data was. You were just randomly placed into those groups, and a roll of the die allowed me to choose the groups that I will be randomly asking questions of. A voluntary sampling technique. You see these all the time. A voluntary sampling technique is where you are offered a survey, but you can choose whether or not to participate. For example, when faculty members at the college are being evaluated, you are asked to do a student survey. You can choose to do that survey or not. It's completely up to you. It's completely voluntary. Or sometimes you get sent emails or how did we do when you are seeing a doctor. Those are completely voluntary. Now again, this is obviously not a random type of sample. Your data is going to be biased because the people who are giving you the feedback could be anybody. It could be all good, it could be all bad, but because it's voluntary, you can't really rely 100% on the data. The last type of sampling technique we're going to look at is a self-selected sampling technique. While this is also voluntary, you are offered money or some type of benefit to take the survey. This would be something like you get $25 off your next order to answer a few short questions. So again, while this is a voluntary thing, you have more of a incentive to do it because you're getting something for your information.